Welcome to Toffee TV. It is my three things. Everton 1, Newcastle 4 tonight. Everton comfortably beaten at Goodison Park. Massively in relegation trouble now. Games are running out. Points to play for are going. We're not playing well. 1 win in 10 games now, which is atrocious. Terrible record for Sean Dyche there. But more importantly, terrible record for this set of players who are just shocking. Absolutely shocking. First thing I want to talk about is where the football club goes from here and if Everton are relegated. Obviously, it's looking more and more likely the games go by that we don't win, that it's going to end in a negative way. I hope I'm wrong. I said that on the other video. I hope I'm massively wrong. I hope Everton somehow get wins that we don't expect. There's 5 games to go. Leicester away, Brighton away, City at home, Wolves away, and then Bournemouth at home. Realistically, Everton probably need 8 points, 7, 8 points from them games, which is 2 wins and 2 draws and 1 defeat. Something like that would keep Everton up. 3 wins from 5. It's never over while the points are still there. Of course it isn't. Win on Monday and we'll all feel a little bit differently, but they just don't look like they could win a game at the moment. And this summer there's a real decision to be made by Farhad Moshiri, or if the club is taken over with new board members, of what direction they're going to go. And if Everton go down, then the majority of these players will leave, which is not a bad thing, by the way. Get them out the club. We pay too much wage, too high a wage bill for so little quality in this squad. And we have to reset that. We have to reset that with a new ethos. We have to reset that with a new way of doing things. Younger players, build a team, build a squad that the fans can get behind, that the fans can believe in. Players that want to play for Everton Football Club, players that want to leave everything out on the football pitch. We haven't got that at the moment. They pick and choose the moments when things go wrong. They collapse. Some of the defending tonight from a team, not just the defence was embarrassing. Bar Tarkovsky, and I don't even think he was amazing tonight. But as a team, the defending is shocking. They don't stick together. The attacking play is woeful. So you've got to build something that we as fans can believe in. We as fans can get behind. You've seen Newcastle, okay, they've had a takeover. They were at rock bottom. They felt they've been relegated, a bit of a yo-yo club. They've all got together. They've got a new owner. Obviously, wealthy owners have given them the belief, of course, but they're all a united side. They're a united club, and look at them. They've been brilliant this season. So we've been brilliant for results-wise since January of last year. So it shows you, if you get on the same page, what can happen. I look at Burnley, who were relegated, reinvented themselves in the summer. Different manager, chased the manager, got a new manager in, and reinvented themselves, playing a different way, different players. And that maybe is what Everton will have to do. We can't be having the same thing. We can't be having... there's no way to go forward by just playing safe players and players because they're your mate or whatever. There's got to be a rethink at Everton Football Club. That wage bill's got to come right down. If we get relegated anyway, it will do. And Everton have to reset if they're to go forward as a football club, because at the moment, this is just awful. It's awful to watch. It's awful to be part of. Fans, for us to support it. We're not, we had this last season. The fans should never have been put through this again this season, and they have been. And there has to be a total rethink this summer. There really does. Farhad Moshiri, if he owns it still and isn't going anywhere, he's got to stand up and be counted. Stop, get a plan, get a vision and stick to it. Change the people, change the board, whatever, owners in, whatever. Reinvent the football club. That might be changing the coaching staff, the managers. Change it, get it all on the same page. Let the people do the job and go from there. Because otherwise, it could get much worse than what it is. If we stay up, there still needs to be a rethink. Absolutely there does. We've got a new stadium coming. There still needs to be a rethink. There's got to be a different way we do stuff. So, if that worst case scenario does come, there has to be a total reset. Secondly is the players, and what I've taken from this tonight is where's the obviously good footballers, the Premier League footballers. You don't play in the Premier League if you're not a good footballer. You don't play in the Premier League if you haven't got the right mentality to battle your way. It's so difficult to become a footballer. So difficult. And only a special few do it. So how have we ended up with a squad of players that look totally inadequate at times, that can't do their job, that can't pass a ball forward? When we break forward, they turn and go back to goal. We had one in the second half. It was 1-0. We knocked the ball forward. Decore flicked it off to Dwight McNeil, who was kind of like between the penalty area and the halfway line. And he turned and ran back to the halfway line and gave it to Mykolenko. And it ended up coming back over to this side, and we kicked the ball out for a throw-in, and Newcastle broke on us. We had the ball in an attacking phase. That's just one example. Mykolenko wants to pass it back all the time. We don't want to go forward. We don't look like we know how to go forward. How can that be? How can we have a mentality in a team where one goal goes in and we fold like a pack of cards? How is that? How can all of those players do that? How can people not want to take a game by the scruff of the neck? How have we ended up with a squad of players like that, when you know that individually there will be people there who will stand up and can do it? Why aren't they doing it? Is it the manager? Is it the message? What is it? What is it? Because for me, the manager has got it wrong for 4 games on the run now. Whether it be his in-game management, lack of substitutions, or his team that he's picked at the start. There's been variations in each game where he's cost Everton, in my opinion. Right? But he's not the first manager that these players have let down. Carlo Ancelotti spoke about it and said this team's got 2 faces. Like, how are we the club that is in? Listen, there's other clubs, of course, that are Chelsea will be saying the same thing. They've spent 700 million in 6 months, and they're woeful. They're absolutely woeful. But how are they like that? What characters are you getting in? Is it the manager? What is happening? These players that we have, in my opinion, should be better than what they've shown this season. The final third is horrific, and people can defend Alex Iwobi, defend Dwight McNeil, defend Amari Gray, defend Neil Maupay, all you want. But the reality is, Callum Wilson's doubled Neil Maupay's goal tally for the season tonight in about 20 minutes. Oh, no, a bit longer than that. But in a game tonight, he's got twice as many goals as Neil Maupay has. Dwight McNeil scored 5 goals. Now he's our top scorer. Fair play. He's weighed in with some goals. Amari Gray, okay, he wasn't on the pitch tonight, but hasn't done enough. Alex Iwobi hasn't done enough. We need these players. We've needed these players to come up big for us with goals. This squad doesn't have anything in it of quality in terms of people who are regularly scoring goals. So we've almost got no chance. It's amazing. I said this week on videos and shows we've done. It's amazing that Everton had an opportunity to stay up when we have scored 25 goals in 33 games. It's amazing we've even got the opportunity to stay up. Football matches are decided on goals. Of course they are. You have to win games. Newcastle have arrived tonight with Callum Wilson in double figures, Almiron in double figures, Isaac in double figures. Jacob Murphy's probably got 5 or 6. Midfielders have got goals. Okay, they're at the other end of the table, but they're there because of all of those goals. We didn't have a squad with any of them in. These players have let lots of managers down, and they need to look at themselves. And I'll finish on a positive, because why not? The fans, this club, this team do not deserve our support. They do not deserve it. The fans turning up, flares, bus welcome, singing, the noise in the ground before the game, the siren, Z cars, deafening, they're singing, banners everywhere, trying to get every ounce out to help that team. And that team just goes boom, folds, concedes a goal, that's it, game off. And you know that you could go and get 10 lads out that Gladys Street who'd run the bollocks off, run and run and run. The club doesn't deserve it. Doesn't deserve it. And this should be the thing. This is the reason why, when you think back to what board did with that statement and what the board did in January, that Southampton game, when it went after the fans, they should be ashamed of themselves, because the fans are the best thing about this football club. There's no question about it. No question about it. Bill Kenwright can do stupid ass letters or whatever on the website the night before a massive game. Oh, poor me and poor the board. We're the best. Our CEO's the best, and all of this nonsense. The fans are the best thing about this football club. End of story. End of story. And the people have been in charge of this football club have made decisions that have put Everton in a situation where they are staring relegation firmly in the face. They're clinging on by the fingernails, but sadly, it looks like it's not going to be enough unless there's a miracle happens, a mini miracle. And we had one last year. Do we really deserve too many miracles? Fans do. 100% the fans do. But do the football club, do those people in charge deserve a mini miracle? Do they not deserve to be tarnished with some of the club getting relegated with some of the decision making? I'm including Farhad Moshiri in this because he is probably the most culpable in all of this. But that's another thing. The fans, brilliant again. And I don't know how many times they can go back to the well. I honestly don't know how many times the fans can go back to the well. And they will, because it's their football club, because this keeps them up at night. It keeps us up worrying about this football club at night. You wake up, you've had that horrible feeling in the pit of your stomach. We're all looking at league tables, we're looking at other results. We go to the match, we see a crap football team, doesn't score goals, doesn't create chances, really, can't keep a clean sheet, doesn't win games of football. Expected to pay more and more and more and more to watch them. For what? For what reason? Grim. Absolutely grim. There you go. So the fans, by far the best thing about this football club. The rest of it is woeful. That's me done. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. See you later.